Well, John, what's your Derby Day assessment?
I'm pleased to come away with a point. I think in the end, there's a slight feeling in the dressing room and certainly amongst the staff and the playing staff that it could have been more, particularly after the second half performance where I thought we were outstanding for 45 minutes. So we didn't come in at half time a goal up, and the game in the second half changed. It was a slightly more defensive performance. We defended really well. I didn't think Ben had anything to do, and we could have caught them a couple of times on the break. So I think overall, when the dust settles, we'll be pleased with the point and looking forward to pushing on next week.
What was the feeling at half time in the changing room where, after 45 minutes, where we were the better side?
Yeah, I think we rued a bit of sort of missed opportunities and missed chances. Didn't necessarily create anything properly clear cut, but we had so much of the ball in the final third, whether we nicked it back off Southampton or whether we switched it quickly out to Merv, and we had some opportunities to get the ball in the box. So yeah, we just felt, look, we're a good side. We're up and at them. We just need a little bit more quality, a little bit more composure at times, and we could have scored a goal. It was a different performance in the second half, but we still had sort of sometimes the same issues when we were breaking or when we did have opportunities in the final third. We just weren't quite there.
Two different performances in either half, but defensively across the 90 minutes, completely resolute. You must be sort of really proud of that element of the display.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the whole 11, and when I say the 11, I also include all the substitutes that came on as well. Whoever was on the pitch at that time, I thought defensively really solid and really superb. So not just the back four who, clearly I think you look at Regan and Shocks because they headed everything away and cleared everything away and dealt with different threats throughout the game as well. You've got Archer, you've got Armstrong, you've got Stewart coming on. So to deal with all of that in a different way, the entire squad did a brilliant job.
Nico and Conor Ovey, what's the situation there? They look to be on the end of a pretty nasty challenge in that first half.
Yeah, both injured. Obviously, that's hence we brought them off. We know, it takes a lot to get Nico off. It certainly takes a lot to get Conor Ovey off the pitch. And I thought a really poor challenge, cheap one, just pushed Conor Ovey into the back, and we've ended up with one player in hospital and one really struggling. So I thought it was really poor. I said that at the time. It's not just part of the consequences. I said that at the time to the fourth official. I thought it should have been dealt with, and for some reason the Southampton player got off scot-free.
Like you say earlier, though, Ben Killip coming on with sort of nothing to do really.
Yeah, nothing to do in terms of saves made, but he had to show that composure, that calmness coming on. You can imagine what it would be like, right? Ben's played 2 games for us at the back end of the season. I know Ben would have been properly up for the games because he was fighting for a contract, but 2 games with no consequence in the league. And Ben's come on into his first sort of baptism of fire with huge consequences in terms of the league, in terms of points, in terms of everything about the game that I don't have to talk about here. So to come in and be as calm and composed as he was, I was really pleased.
Jordan Williams coming on at half-time as well, slotting in seamlessly at left-back.
Yeah, Jordan's been unlucky not to have played a few more minutes for us this season, and he can count himself unlucky to lose his place in the side. But we need the squad. We need the squad because of that. We want to have strength in depth. You can see that today with the goalkeepers. We've talked about having 4 goalkeepers and not having a drop-off if our number one does go down. And we need that in every single position. So at least 2 players in every position is what we're trying to build towards.
Now, there's been an immense build-up to this game, the occasion and the emotion around it at all. 2 weeks leading into it as well. How do you think you and the players dealt with it?
I thought the players dealt with it superbly. It doesn't really matter how I deal with these things. Obviously, try and keep a calm head as much as possible. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But I thought it wasn't just the 2 weeks. It did feel this week like it was sort of 13 years worth, and you could feel that around the club, around the city, and that was really impressive. I thought that the lads went on and did what they did. The atmosphere before the game came out of the warm-ups was I describe it as electric, and then 10-15 minutes in I thought we killed the crowd off completely, and it was probably a smattering of boos at half-time from the home fans because they weren't happy with the level of performance. So I was really pleased we came and we handled that, and we should take a lot of credit from that as a squad.
How would you describe your first experience of your first South Coast derby as well?
It was different, yeah, certainly different. Again, the build-up in the week has been immense. I've felt it since I've joined the football club 2.5 years ago, how big this fixture is. Having the police escort coming in was certainly something different. And then we walked in and the fans were just, there weren't actually many fans at the time, but the noise was incredible. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think that we dealt with the whole occasion really well, and part of the plan for us was to kill the atmosphere and dampen down the atmosphere, which I thought we did. So it didn't necessarily turn into that, a crazy derby day with a huge amount of pressure on our goal, which was pleasing. So I'm pleased with just how we dealt with that overall, and most of all just enjoyed the away fans who enjoyed it immensely. I guess everybody watching it at home, and yeah, looking forward to next week and looking forward to the next one.
And away from the occasion, away from the emotion, it's another solid away point. You must be really pleased with that.
Yeah, that ultimately is the most important thing, to make sure that we build upon the solid start we've had to the season, particularly away from home, and to come to a side with everything that the side have got at their disposal to come and be as good as we were. I was really pleased. We've got 8 points from 5 games, solid start. We've got a home game next week to try and build upon that, and that's really pleasing.
And overall, a performance that will make everyone connected with the football club proud today.
Yeah, and I feel immensely proud to be standing in front of all of the lads today. I feel immensely proud all the time to represent the football club, and yeah, there was a lot of stake. There was a huge amount at stake. So hopefully everyone can go into work tomorrow and enjoy themselves.
And that was some away end as well, wasn't it? Pompey fans certainly making themselves heard at every opportunity and drowning out any noise that tries to challenge them as well.
Yeah, always brilliant. Always a pleasure to be part of that, and a pleasure to be in front of that. And I think the most important thing for me, if you look at the away fans today, is that we've had that level of support when we've lost 5-1, 6-1, disappointing draws, wins, and everything in between. That's the sign of fans who properly mean business.